So this is really following on from my previous video. I'm just letting you know where I'd got to with trying to really implement my positive mindset card to my life at present. Sorry for the noise. I'll keep it short, and I'll try to keep it short as possible. Really, I went round and round. That's what I do. Really looking at my life over and over, different ways, as many ways as I can. Try and find perspective and clarity. And I can't imagine it's the case for everybody. I'm sure a lot of people, but I'm sure there are a lot of people that won't have to live from what I'm about to express. But at its core, and me being as honest as I can with myself and my life and my experiences and my understandings, and a lot of that is spiritual, but nonetheless it's my understanding of the world and life and I really got to the place, to keep it simplistically, that right now life is malicious. I don't believe it's always malicious, but for a lot of the time it has been malicious over the recent past. And right now it's safe in my mind to label the whole experience of life as malicious towards myself. Now, I reckon you can label it in a million ways. I mean, is it my karma? Is it that I've done this, that and other, and as a result this is what's come my way and I've just got to accept it? Or is it more practical, that I've just tried to live life as honestly as possible to everything there is, and society is malicious, and I feel that? Or either way, it comes back to the fact that my life is malicious towards me at its very core. And everything that is encompassed within that. So I've put a label on my life. It's malicious. And I had the positive mindset card from earlier. I hope, yeah. Just so I see the reality of my life, and everything is pain, and I don't hold to the pain because it could always get worse. Now the truth is I can't. The truth is I can't look at my life because it's just so terrifying. It's what I'm asked to experience, what I'm asked to comprehend mentally, emotionally, physically, is incomprehensible. There's no way I can... There's no way, if I'm really lucid as a human being, I can take on board the experiences of my life. And be a human on all levels. You know, the inner child would have a heart attack with what it experienced. But I have to continue, don't I? That is life, and however much I want to call it quits and die, I've learnt my lesson now. I know that suicide isn't an option. I know self-harm isn't an option. So I have to look at how to continue, and what's happened is I came away, I think, from hospital, and my mind was in a slightly different place, and I wasn't sticking to these positive affirmations, positive mindset cards as much as I was in the past, and that's fine. And what happened is life tried to compartmentalise itself towards me, because I think it realised that I had the game on it last year, in the sense that these positive mindset cards worked against my life to how my life used to be. And my mental health has really got wise. It really got wise, and it thought, what if we really make him look at each of those little experiences honestly, in as much as a place of weakness, I don't think is the right way to describe it. It's more a case of let's remove the arrogance from him, let's remove the fight, let's remove everything other than himself. That's what my life has done to me. And it's got me to look at all the little experiences that I'm having to face, up front and personal, without the positive mindset cards. And each time it was shocking, you know. It was each time it was like, whoa, what am I going through? This is beyond what the positive mindset cards can really combat. Because this experience, because I was experiencing it fully this time, you know, I was removing the stressors as much as I could. I was removing the stressors from my life as much as I could, and I guess I was experiencing the unpleasantness a lot more clearly than I was before. And there's been at least one experience that comes to mind that I think, because I'm seeing it really clearly, it is really horrifying. And I think life is just saying, right, if you're going to do what you want to do in terms of the positive mindset cards, you've got to first of all be absolutely clear on the level of discomfort of each individual experience. And as I said, in the moment, if I'm just human about it, just human, just like, what the fuck is going on? What am I doing? accepting life on this level. I'm really running that program, that mindset to its limit. I get to the conclusion that there's no solution other than a perpetual cycle for the rest of my life, going round and putting that mass amount of discomfort from those experiences and just moving it about, you know, just being very creative with pain and discomfort, and supplementing it with materialism, and then having to deal with the addictions that come from materialism and all of that. I'm trying to dance my way through life that way. I tried, you know, I did try it, and it took about a year, but life slapped me. Life went in a full circle, and then it showed me my past, and then it said, now do this. And I can't, quite simply. I can't do it in any way, shape or form. If I have a choice. Wait, I'm going off on a tangent, what I'm trying to say. Right, first of all, so the life compartmentalized itself. Really got me to experience each individual thing more than I would have otherwise. And I've come to the end of it. And it's shown me that if I continue down the same route, once I'm at a certain level of distress in myself, it's so easy for things to really amplify. You know, where I'm going back and forth at present, it's a real chance for it to get a lot worse and a lot quick in a very short space of time. So coming back to the positive mindset card. That's what I was trying to get at. All the while, from all these little experiences that I was having, and life was making me experience them to the fullest, at the back of my mind, I was thinking, there's no way the positive mindset cards can work, because how can I see the reality of my life in any way and pick myself up from this? The experiences I've been having this year, they have been worse than what I've experienced before. And I think it's just because I've been in a far better place mentally, knowing and learning my lessons from the past, that I've been able to get this far. I'm going to sit down because I can. It's just quite complex a message to distract myself with walking. So let me try and paint a picture. In the past, the experience was worse. What I've been through in my life was worse. The reason being is because I took responsibility for it. Because I always had, in my honesty to myself, I was always doing something that was incoherent within my own mind. Forget whether it was right or wrong to anybody else, it was incoherent to my own mind in some way. And for whatever reason, I got to a point last year where I applied coherence. And that was the first time in my life. So in essence, within myself, forget in reference to anybody else, I was coherent in my application to my beliefs and mindset. And I expected life to go my way a little bit. I didn't expect it to be plain sailing, but I really did expect it to go my way a little bit. A little bit more. You know, I'm doing everything right. It should go my way more. But that hasn't been the case. And instead, what life has done is seen that, okay, Andreas, you're stronger this way. Here's more for you to deal with. And the experiences, possibly just because I can see them clearer, it's probably what it is, but the experiences have been a lot harder. I hope you can follow and see what I was saying there. And I've got to the end of this year and I've hit my limit because I've seen right now where I am as a result of the past year building and building. Even though I'm in a place where it's arguable I'm mentally stronger, the build up over the past year has taken its toll, and the anxiety has reached its limit, and it really has shown me that life can take control at any moment right now for me, and create a situation that was a lot more similar to the experience I've been through in the past. I'm trying to think of a way I can express that to you so you can gauge a picture of what I mean. So this experience in the past, I don't know, I'm gonna talk, see if it makes sense, and correct myself if it doesn't. But I believe because the place that I see myself as responsible for in that circumstance in my past was my application to life. And I was putting out a lot of energy. And I was fighting. So life is malicious, life is shit, life is what it is. But I was putting out energy all the time trying to fight it. So on an energetic perspective, I was essentially I was running on empty. Whereas here I've been able to maintain a certain level of energetic balance at least, even though life has still been malicious. But it really did show me the other day, because of the anxiety that's built up through the experiences and the way it's affected me mentally, emotionally, blah, 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 is at a place where, regardless of if I was responsible for it in the past, life is at a place where it can sweep me away and it will demand that energy from me. Nonetheless, no matter what I do, it can take it from me. And I guess without a question, and this is me realising stuff in the moment to myself as much as I'm expressing it to this video, and that is maintaining some sort of energetic balance, energetic harmony through everything that we do is I don't know, I mean that's what I'm getting to right now on this video. I can't say it with any certainty. I want to be sure, because any decision I make for my life, I really want to be sure. But where it's what it seems like now in as I'm just touching it on the surface, and is that maintaining an energetic balance. So trying your best to be truthful emotionally, because that's all the emotions are. They're not positive or negative. Yes, some hurt more and some are more pleasant to experience, but ultimately emotions just need to be expressed. Then you need to hold some sort of mental balance, and you need to hold some sort of physical balance. I don't know really what else there is. I mean, I have a massive reliance. No. I rest on spirituality. It's just what I've enjoyed. It's my hobby. Other people can rest in socialising. I'm autistic. I'm sure if any of you know me, you know how awkward I am. And for that reason, it's just been my way, is spirituality. But there's the three fundamentals, I'd say: emotional, mental and physical. Then a fourth of whatever you want in terms of whatever you use to find balance towards life in general. And obviously you got your work, but work is work. Work is impartial. You know, work just is, you know, that's something to keep you focused with. I have my own work through spirituality, so I've linked my work to my life. So obviously we all have, that's fundamental, isn't it? We work for money. My circumstance is different. I can't work at the moment for money as much as I otherwise would. So I have to find a different meaning to work. So mine's a bit more abstract in that sense. But it wasn't difficult because I do have such a strong spiritual background and such a awkward personality that socialising just wasn't really possible for me. So it was very easy for me to link work to spirituality. but I have my own work in my own mind, my own application in that sense. So there's that 4 or 5 things there. Either way, either way, we've got to find harmony within everything. If you want to find and label your own, I know some people have their 7, 8, some people have 12 aspects that they like to try and find balance within. It doesn't matter as long as you've got an application for energetic balance within everything. Now coming back to what I was saying earlier, my life is malicious to be labelled as malicious. But the truth is I can't comprehend it. All the little experiences that I've had, they're just too shocking to voice on video. They're too shocking to really admit to myself that this is life and this is what I have to experience as a human. And still maintain balance. You know, I still got to hold an aspect of whatever I hold value to. So tell me, how can I hold a spiritual aspect towards life when in my mind life is spiritual at its very core, and yet life is malicious to the extent that I can't comprehend the experiences in any way to being human. And what's the point of being spiritual as a human if you can't be human first? I know it's a bit, it's not making sense, but what I'm trying to get at is, if I'm honest with myself, how can I really find spirituality? How can I rest in spirituality when I see spirituality is responsible for so much of life, and yet life is so malicious to such an extent? It's not really possible. And it divides me. I'm divided there, and this is why I'm so lost, and this is why it feels like I can't breathe. And this is why with all the little experiences I've been having this year, and the positive mindset cards, and this one being the most fundamental at the back of my mind, and always referencing against this card, really, I just always knew that it was an impossibility, because my experience against balance in my life was impossible. It's quite simple. It's just, that's the way it is, and that was there in the back of my mind. So I never explored picking up the cards and really trying to implement them. But, and this is where I'm trying to get to and express, but it's really shocking how they can work, at least this card, because I picked it up and I tried to see my life. I see and accept the reality of my life, and as I said, it's impossible. But the second is true, in that everything is pain, and I don't hold to the pain. So Firstly, everything is pain. If I can't breathe and life is really that bad, everything is pain. You know, if you're in a tough place and you go out and spend money and purchase a car to make your life enjoyable for a short period, you're wasting money to get a few months worth of oxygen for the pain to still be there on some unconscious level and for it to return. This is my experience of life. This is what I've experienced, and I'm happy to claim for myself. If someone else has found magic or another way, I need to attract it into my life, and I'm being sincere there. But I truly believe what I'm experiencing is the case for most people. It's from what I've understood from life. It's what I've heard. And I believe it's the case for most people. And then the last bit is because it can always get worse. And I was thinking to myself, how can it get worse? You know, what I'm experiencing now, on an experiential level, from my perspective, is a worse experience. How can this experience not be worse than what I've encompassed in the past? Okay, so you ready to tie it together? It goes like this. As a whole, the experience in the past was 1,000,000 times worse. Even though the individual experiences were 100 times easier. So in essence, I've been absolutely right in saying, on some level, it can't get any worse. You know, it can't get any worse. I'm experiencing the worst. Sure, it can always get worse, but it's just going to be life creating worse situations for me because it can. It's a case of I am experiencing the worst. And that was in my mind. But then and this is what I was saying. I saw in my past. I saw that I could enter another 6 months, another year process very similar to the experience I had in the past. That's where I am right now in my life, is the anxiety against all my experiences. I could easily go off in that direction. So on the flip side, I'm saying just experiencing what I've already experienced could quite easily be worse than what I'm experiencing now. So it's showing me that on some level life is easier now. And I guess I've not been able to remember that, but that's definitely there. And that's the last part. Now, the first part, which is the most hard to get my mind around, and that is, I see the reality of my life. I can't. I can't see it. You know, and I'm sure this is the same for a lot of people. You look at your life, and it's shocking, you know. So a lot of people, I'm sure, are hitting the wall, you know, like considering suicide and a lot of pressures that I'm not experiencing now, and a lot of hardships that I've not been through. And you say to them, repeat this affirmation, I see the reality of my life. They'd be like, fuck off. I see the reality of my life. I can't. I'd pass out. That's when things are really, really tough. And that's where I am with my own life, even though I'm sure others are a lot more difficult. But what I forgot, what I did in the past was, and it works, is just put a label on your life. Call it something. And when you say, I see the reality of my life, just look at the label. So in essence, I've labelled my life as malicious. That is its action towards me. Malicious. And I'm not able to look at all the individual experiences. I'm not able to look at how fucked up my mind is at the moment and how I am emotionally, and I can't comprehend my physical body as I've got issues with appearance, and I can't deal with my health, and I can't look at them. I just cannot look at them. It's too overwhelming for me. Maybe one of them, but everything as a whole, I can't look at it. But in being able to look at the little parts and look at the commonality in that life is malicious, and I can label life as malicious, and that's truthful. And then I can look at this little aspect of this label quite easily. I can look at the situation, because that's the situation. Life is malicious towards me. So instead of seeing the reality of my life in terms of individual small experiences, I look at the label. And then the mindset card begins to work. Whereas before it was just incomprehensible, as I said, in the back of my mind as to how it can work. But it does. So I see the reality of my life. And my life, I'm seeing it from a distance. But as long as I keep repeating this card, this whatever you want to call it, this positive mindset card, I see the reality of my life, and I look at the label and feel my life from a distance. And I admit the situation. Everything is pain. And I don't hold to the pain. It's not, that aspect isn't so relevant for myself anymore, but at the beginning it was weird because I used to want to hold to the pain in some way. But I'm sure that's still relevant. And the last part is because it could always get worse, or it could always get worse. And fuck it can. And I don't have to be imaginative. All I have to do is remember my past. So the future could always look like the past. And it's the weird, I don't know, it's a very weird place I'm in. It's like I could almost let go of all the discomforts. It's like the positive affirmation card has unlocked a bit of space in my life, which it hasn't. But it's got me to see where I had a little bit of space. And now it's a weird thing because I'm looking at the pain, the discomfort of my life. And I'm thinking, how real is it? That's exactly where I am. How real is it? There's a part of me that just wants to say, right, so I don't hold to the pain, I can let go of the pain. But I'm well aware that I could go back to my life and not that I could go back to my life. I'll go back to my life and I'll have a lot of hardship still. So kidding myself that there's no pain, and I want to try and keep my voice down a bit because I'm in a garden with the estate surrounding me. So there's a big want to just let go of all the pain, but I've got to be realistic, don't I? And I can't, because I know I'm still going to have hardships. So I guess I just rest in the little bit of space I can see. And that is a million times easier than where I was earlier this morning. Just knowing I have a little bit of space there. And as I go about my life and live my life over a period of a week, 2 weeks, longer, depending upon the situation, I guess I can be proactive within myself and begin to make snips, so to speak. It's a weird thing. It's like, in no way have I been wanting the pain, but knowing that I can do this, and I'm almost certainly going to be able to do this, it's a weird sensation, because it's like, well, hang on a second, Andreas. If you're able to do this now, what was the difference from before? And I know I was sincere, but I guess I must have still had habitual patterning and conditioning that made me somehow hold to the discomforts. That's the only thing that can come to my mind at present. I'll have to have a think, but no. I think just having a little look at my life from a distance is that I couldn't see. You know, I had like life on top of me, and as much as I was sincere and as much as I tried my best within the distance, I didn't have any clarity. I didn't have any guiding light, and just applying this mindset card to my life, because it gives in the moment an instant remembrance to the past, and a little bit of wisdom that it took me to create the positive mindset card in the moment. I think that's just like filter. Yeah, I think that's the right word. Filter enough to my current predicament in life to see a bit clearer. And I didn't have that before, so that's the difference. That's what I see. So one more time before I run to the loo. That's the card for you. I know it's back to front. I'll give you a chance to read it in my handwriting if you want to absorb the consciousness that went into it, into rewriting it. But it looks like these videos are going to continue. Hopefully I'll be able to focus more on the positive. But the original actually said, I see and accept the reality of my life. So I see and accept my life is malicious. And within that, everything is pain. But I don't hold to the pain. And it could always get worse. So wish me luck, but this is all I need to change my life around. Who knows? I'm sure you'll hear from me either way.